When I started Riverbend, I knew that I wanted to provide something for our community that was different, something that was small and personal. And my biggest thing is I wanted to engage kids. Mirrors on.
Mirrors on.
Digraph.
Digraph
is when two letters
come together.
to make one sound. What makes Riverbend unique? Number one is our class size. This is a 10-to-1 teacher-student ratio. 10-to-1 is magic. They feel seen, they feel heard, and they also know that they're in a safe space. So this is the Wilson room. This is our early years space. This is named after my mom, Priscilla Wilson, who's the reason I'm literally here and I wanted to become a teacher. My big intention around the design of these classrooms is to make kids feel excited and engaged. And we talk a lot about being themselves here, and we channel our inner Mr. Rogers. This is my main man, Mr. Rogers. There's no person in the world like you, and I like you just the way you are. This is sort of the whole theme of what we do here at Riverbend, and just carrying that spirit throughout the learning, throughout engaging with our children, making sure that they know that they're loved. That's my guy. So over here, this is the Apollo room. And so this says, welcome to the Riverbend Reading Lab. This is where we get nerdy about language. And we get so excited about the way words work, the way literacy works, the way language works. And this is where all that happens. We are deeply rooted in curriculum expectations here. We follow the Ontario curriculum and the BC curriculum primarily. So basically the way the program works is in the morning, we are really working on our literacy and math foundations. But in the afternoons, they get to dive deep into further inquiry-based and project-based learning, and that's where the social studies and science and health curriculums come to life in the afternoon. And that is the best blend we have found for keeping the kids engaged, but also ensuring that kids are meeting their foundational requirements in literacy and math. Again, you won't see rows of desks. This is what we call the Big Mama table. This is a table that you actually can write on, so the students love this feature of this table. And again, this is the intentionality behind designing a space that kids are excited to be in. So I'm very passionate about, in our day school program here, literacy is a huge priority, and teaching literacy using the science of reading, and it is profound, and it is the only way the brain learns to read. We're gonna start with word mapping some digraphs. So let's do the word shrimp. Say shrimp. Shrimp. Sh, r, e, m, p. Get really geeky and nerdy about language here, and we study Greek and Latin roots. Even my youngest kids understand what prefixes and suffixes are, and they relate what they've learned to other words they're reading, and they get excited about words and language. But it's also got to be done in a very engaging, fun way. This is one of the tools we use in what's called a modern classroom. So we use what's called blended, self-paced, mastery-based learning here in all grades from grade 1 and up. So we go all the way through to grade 8. So this is one of the features. This is called our pacing tracker. So what that looks like is there's very little me teaching at the front of the classroom. Most of the content is videos made by Miss Reba. So we have our relationship built. They know that it's me teaching them the content, but instead of them having to sit and listen in the way that everybody's supposed to sit and listen, they can watch videos of me teaching them the content. Once they get that content through the video, and it's a fun, engaging video of me, it's no more than 5 minutes long, then they can do all these hands-on cool activities that I've shown you. And once they practice the skill enough, they do what's called a mastery check. And that's really checking in small bite-sized pieces along the way in literacy and math, that they're really grasping and mastering the content. So this is a multi-use space, and this is where we have our lunch, and the kids have a little bit of space here when they need to move about. That's where we have our climber over there, and our climbing pillows and some dress-up clothes, but it also acts as our music and art space, so they can get messy in here. And so we just have this as an open space for them to kind of come and be. So oftentimes kids need brain breaks, and they really do need to move their bodies and climb, and we can't let them go outside and do that in the middle of a lesson. But they will come over, they will have a quick climb for maybe 2 minutes, come back to class, and it's been really powerful because they know, and they're really great at advocating, I need a brain break, I'm just gonna go climb, I'll be right back. Of course, go do it. Because we want them to be responsible for also managing their bodies, and we know that sitting all day long is just not conducive to learning. As well as being pedagogically amazing and the environment being wonderful, the other big thing that's so important to me is that this is affordable. And that's because this is Riverbend Community School. I want this to be accessible to as many people as possible. What that looks like for me is keeping it in line with what daycare costs. So we are open till 5 o'clock. You can have your child stay here after school. So it's affordable, but we're not sacrificing the quality of the education.
Can we get a take finger with her for Goldie? Woo! All right,
I know that the idea of putting your child in an independent school can be scary. It might seem different. It might seem weird. We went to public school and we were fine. Public school is not the same as when we went to school. So my mission here is to help you give your child the schooling experience that they deserve, that will absolutely fundamentally change who they become as an adult. It's as simple as this. If you want your child to leave here being socially successful, emotionally successful, and academically successful, then Riverbend is absolutely the place for you.